Hello, hi, namaskar to all the my dear students and also all the viewers of this channel, my dear student. We are entered into the very a different type of problems in depreciation, a crucial method of depreciation, wherein the balance of the old machine is given. In the class 10, we solved a very simple problem, but in class 11 and 12, we have a different type of problems on this particular concept. See here what happened in problem 11, balance of the old machine is given. What is given? Balance of the old machine. Let me start the problem. The machinery account of a factory showed a balance of 19 lakh on January 19, when it is showing on January 19. What it is showing? A balance. Balance of how much? Balance of 19 lakhs. What it is? Balance. Fine. Its accounts were made up on 31st December each year. See, accounts are closed on 31st December. Depreciation is 10% under a diminishing balance method. Fine. Let me start with the concept. Depreciation 10% under what method? Under a diminishing balance method called diminishing balance method, DBM, 10% DBM. Accounts are closed on 31st December every year. When the accounts are closed on 31st December. So this is what we got from a first para, right? See the second para. Have a concentration, my dear children. On 1st June 19, new machinery was acquired at the cost of 2,80,000. Acquired means purchased. That is what new machinery is purchased. Installation charges incurred for erecting the machine is 8,920. So for 2,80,000, add this 8,920. It comes what? 2,88,920 is a value of the second machine. How much? 2,88,920 is the value of new machinery purchased. When it is purchased? On 1st July 19. When? On 1st July 19. Sorry, not 1st July. It is purchased on when? It is purchased on 1st June 19, right? 1st June 19. Fine. On the same date, please have a concentration. On the same date, on June 19, a machine which had a cost, what cost? 4,37,400 on January 17 was sold. क्या किया आपने? Sold किया. कौन सा machine? Please have a concentration. That is cost on 1st January 17. How much? 4,37,400. See here, cost 4,37,400 on January 17. क्या किया आपने? Sold. कब? On what date? Same date, 1st June 19, for an amount of rupees 75,000. Please, my dear student, concentrate. Cost on 1st January 17, 4,37,400, sold for 75,000. Again, another machine which had cost 4,37,000 on 1st January 19. What? Cost on 1st January 19, 4,37,000. क्या किया आपने? Was scrapped on the same date. Was scrapped. क्या हुआ? Scrap means waste हुआ. And realized nothing. Realized nothing means sold for 0. When? Same. That is on 1st June 19. Scrapped. Scrapped means sold for 0. Please, my dear student, have a lot of concentration, in understanding this particular message. क्या बोले उन्हें? On 1st June 19, machine which had a cost 4,37,000 on January 17. What date? January 17. January 17 means what? It is nothing but old part 1. Okay, what? Old part 1 was sold for 75,000. You sold for 75,000. Another machine which had cost rupees 4,37,000 on January 18. Now he is talking about this January, not 19, it is January 18, my dear student. When? January 18. It is nothing but old part 2. Okay. Was scrapped. क्या हुआ ये? Scrap हो गया and realized nothing means sold for 0. Write up the plant and machinery account for 2019 means we have to prepare for only 1 year, allowing the same rate of depreciation as in the past for calculating nearest to rupee. So we have to apply the same thing. Now how many machines you have? See, how many machines we have? 1, we have a balance of old machine. Balance of old machine. This balance of old machine is to be divided into 3 sections. Part 1, part 2 and part 3. Now, new machine is purchased. When the new machine is purchased? New machinery is purchased on June 20. When this machine is purchased? June 2019. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to prepare a format. How to prepare a format? See, I tell you. Old part 1, old part 2. Old part 1, what is the date of the old part 1? 1st January 17. What is the old part 2? 1st January 18. What is the cost of the old part 1? The cost of the old part 1 is 4,37,400. 4,37,400. What is the old part 2 cost? 4,37,000. Now let me write 1st January 17 cost. Accounts are closed on 31st December 17. Okay. Depreciation, what percent? 10% diminishing balance method. On what we have to calculate? On part 1. How many months? Purchased on January 17. You are calculating for December 17. It is a depreciation of 12 months. Means 4,37,400 into 10% into 12 by 12. It comes to rupees 43,740. Nothing to be charged for part 2 because it is purchased on January 17. Now let me write 1st January 18 balance. Subtract it, we are getting 3,93,660, 4,37,000. Please try to understand in a proper manner. On 31st December 18. Depreciation 10% diminishing balance method. On part 1, it is for 12 months and also part 2 purchased on January 18. That is also for 12 months. How to calculate under diminishing? 3,93,660 into 10% into 12 by 12, 4,37,000, 10%, 12 by 12. It comes to rupees 39,366. Here it comes to rupees 43,700. Now, my dear students, we have to work out a balance. Balance on when? 1st January 19. Balance. How much we are getting balance? The balance is 3,54,294. It comes to rupees 3,93,300. Now, see, the balance is given on when? What balance you got, my dear student? Please see once here carefully. It is a balance on January 19, right? Go back to your earlier thing. Balance is given on when? The balance is given on 1st January 19. Did you got it? Now I tell you the old balance. The old balance is how much? 19 lakh. When? On 1st January 19. Okay. Now you got balance on January 19. 3,54,294, 3,93,300. Now let me move on. Note. Balance of part 3. How to work out? Out of 19 lakh, subtract part 1, 3,54,294, and also subtract 3,93,300. Now, balance of part 3 comes how much? The balance of part 3 comes to rupees 11,52,406. Okay, now let us have the table. Now, balance of old machine. Part 1, part 2, part 3. Here new machine. What is a part 1 balance? See, this is a part 1 balance. 3,54,294. Part 2 balance 3,93,300. Part 3 balance 11,52,406. This is a new machine. When the new machine was purchased? New machinery was purchased on, that is 1st June 2019. 1st June 2019. For an amount of rupees how much? The new machine is purchased 2,80,000 plus installation charges 2,88,920. 2,88,920. All this happened when? 1st January 19. Let me write the balance. Fine. See, my dear children, what happened? What happened to your problem? Both the part 1 and part 2 sold on January 19. June 19. When you sold? 1st June 19. Part 1 and part 2 sold. Tell me how many months of gap you people will find. Here January, February, March, April, May. Means what? 5 months. What? We have to calculate depreciation. We have to calculate what? Depreciation on part 1 and part 2 for how many months? For 5 months. Use a calci. 3,54,294 into 10% into 6 by 12, it comes to rupees how much? 14,762. Take 3 lakh 93,300 into what's the percentage of depreciation? 10% depreciation. For how many months? For 5 by 12. It comes to rupees 16,388. Sold for cash. See, M1 is old machine. Part 1 is sold for how much? 75,000. Part 2 scrapped, realized nothing, right? This is sold for 75,000. This one is sold for 0. Now you work out a balance. Since you are getting plus 2,64,532, 3,76,912. Since the answer is plus, so it is called loss. My dear students, did you understood regarding this June 19? Now, let us move on to the last day of a calendar year. What is the last day of calendar year? That is on 31st December 19. Depreciation on part 3 and new machine. See, part 3 is for 12 months because it is a old machine. Then new machinery, when it is purchased? On June 19. 1st June to 31st December. It comes how many months? June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It comes how many months? 7 months. So dash dash. 11,52,406 into 10% into 12 by 12. 1,15,241 for this machine. 2,88,920 into 10% into 7 by 12. It comes to 16,854. Now you work out a balance. The balance on what date? The balance is on 1st January 20. Dash dash. It comes to rupees 10 lakh. Use a calci once and work out how much we are getting. Let me try once by using a calci, my dear children. It is what? 11 lakh 52,406 minus 1,15,241. It comes to rupees 10 lakh 37,165. Similarly, subtract it. 2,72,066. I hope you got it right. See how to prepare the working out. First, take the old part 1, take the old part 2, start with the cost. Up to balance arrive January 19. After that, you have to prepare the format like this. This is a very important point that every student should remember. How to work out a balance of part 3. Total balance 19 lakhs, subtract the part 2, 1 and part 2 balances, you get a balance. Now what we have to do? We have to prepare the plant and machinery account for the year ending 2019. Right. Plant and machinery account for 2019. For 2019. Shall we start? On 1st January 19. To balance brought down. Old machinery. What was the balance of the old machinery on January 19? 19 lakh. See, we have worked out balance of part. Add this, add this, add this. The total comes to rupees 19 lakh as a part 1. or else according to the problem the old machinery balance is 19 lakh on January 19. Okay, fine. बाद में in the which year you purchased a new plant? In the same year on June 19 new machinery is purchased. To bank account as a new machinery including the installation charges, it comes to rupees 2,88,920. When the old machine is sold? 1st June 19 by depreciation account. See, what is the depreciation? It is add these two numbers 14,762, 16,388. Add these two numbers 14,762, 16,388. The total comes to rupees, my dear student, the total of depreciation comes to on both the machines is of rupees, add once, use a calci, add once, what it is, 14,762 plus 16,388. It comes to rupees 31,150. That is 14,762 plus 16,388 by bank as a sold. See, what is the amount of sold? 75,000 and 0. Sold is 75,000. There is a loss, right? By profit and loss account. Loss on 1 and 2. Add both the loss. Add both the loss. Both the loss comes to rupees, how much? You add once by using calci. 2,64,000, 2,64,532 plus 3,76,912. It comes to rupees 6,41,444. I hope you got it, my dear student. What are all the things you have written? Depreciation on both the parts, sold off both the parts, and a loss on both the parts. Finally, at the end of the year, what we have calculated? On 31st December 19 by depreciation account. It is on what? It is on these two numbers. That is part 3 plus new machine. Part 3 plus new machinery. Add both the depreciations, that comes to rupees 1,32,095. Then at the same date, we have to go for by balance carry down. Work out the total of both the sides, it comes to rupees 21,88,920. Work out the difference comes to rupees 13,09,231. Then brought down for the next period, January 20, to balance brought down 13,09,231. Please try to understand these three concepts. How you got depreciation on both the machines, how you got sold off both the machines, how you got depreciation on both the machines, and the depreciation on part 3 and a new machine. Okay, please go through this problem very effectively. Put your lot of efforts in understanding. Like that, one or more problem is there, we will solve in the next session. Okay, thank you, take care, bye bye, namaskar.